Grab your shortest pair of shorts, less clothing the better. Maybe your favorite sunnies because we're doing an outdoor workout today. That's right, it's not just going to be lower body, we're going to do upper body as well. Think of this as a movement day. We're going to be moving around, be some lunges on the lower body, amongst a variety of other things. And then on the upper body, we're going to get the chance to get on your hands and maybe invert a little if that's something you want to do. Otherwise, we're going to get you loose through mobility by movement. All right, let's do it. I'm going to go through each of these before you do the movements so you know how many to do and how to do the exercise. But quick recap of what this lower body circuit is going to look like. It's going to be walking on your heels 50 times, walking on your toes 50 times, 30 lunge walks total. That's 15 each side. Then you're going to write your, sitting down, you're going to write your name in cursive, first, middle, and last name, forwards and backwards in cursive. And then you're going to do 30 skywalkers total. So that's 15 each side. And then you have hip circles, 15 each side over a chair. All right, you can do all that outside, super easy at a park, at home, whatever. And like I said, now I'm going to go into the actual workout. If you want to do it, follow along each exercise to see how it's done. That's perfect. You'll have it done after the first set, and you can roll through it 3 sets or 5 sets if you feel like overachieving. All right, let's begin. All right, quick little warm up. If you're not warm already, come to your knees. Keep your toes tucked under though, so you should feel a stretch all throughout your foot, especially on the arches. Now, I want you to take your hands, interlace them together, cross them over your chest, so palms of your face facing your chest. Take a big inhale. Exhale, push your hands away. I want you to round through that mid-thoracic upper part of your back. Then inhale, lift up, keep your core hugged in, your ribs hugged in. So you're trying to keep your arms straight with your spine. Then exhale, pull your elbows down and feel that stretch. Then inhale, bring them behind your back, bind your hands, pull them straight down. Take that right hand, bring it over to your right hip. Bring that right elbow. You can bring it in a little bit, drop the right ear to the right shoulder, and just work that head around, back and forth, back and forth. You can move the elbow as well. I'll give it a little extra. Then we're going to bring that hands right back down the center for a bind. We're going to release them, bring them over a chest, big inhale, hands on chest, exhale, press them away, palms out, rounding through that mid back. Inhale, hands up in line with the spine and head. Exhale, pull those elbows down, feel the stretch. Inhale, wrap them back, bind them behind opposite finger, opposite thumb this time. So switch the grip, chase straight down into the ground, then pull your hands away, constantly pulling your shoulders back and your shoulder blades down. Bring them over to your right hip, drop that left ear to your left shoulder, and work it around. You can move that elbow around as well if you want to give it that extra. All right, hopefully it's not 110 outside. I should have done this in the morning. Now we're gonna do a quick warm up for the legs. Come into a lunge. Let's go right leg forward. So make sure you're in a long enough lunge, meaning this leg's at 90, this back leg's straight or trying to be straight. I understand it takes a lot of posture. So keep your core engaged, shoulder blades pulled down, proud chest. What we're gonna do from here, drop your knee to the ground. That's right, I'm not gonna make you hold it. We're gonna sit back into a half split stretch, what they call it in yoga. What I want you to do is take this toe, pull it up, dorsiflex your foot using that front part of your calf muscle. Press this heel on the ground as you straighten this leg and push your butt back, dropping your butt towards your heel. You'll feel that engage your hamstring tremendously. So that's what that's going to look like. And then you're going to keep that foot dorsiflex, use your hamstring to pull yourself forward, squeeze this back glute so you feel that lengthen in that back leg, hip flexor and quad. Then you'll feel that stretch here. Keep pressing the balls of your feet in the ground. Now that you got the move down for the lower body, do one more so you feel it. Now we're going to incorporate our hands. So when we come forward and go up, reach up as high as you can. Exhale, and you pull back. Bring your arms behind and tap your knuckles together, just like that. So inhale up, exhale back. So we're getting lower and upper body. That way we're not stretching forever and we can get right into the good stuff. Do 10 total. 5, 6. Inhale, exhale. Keep pushing that heel on the ground and dorsiflexing the foot. Last one. Good job. All right, switch legs. I will keep on the same side, left leg forward. I'll give you an angle from a different view. So now that you already know what we're doing, we're just gonna incorporate our arms off the bat 10 times, all right? Inhale, squeeze that back glute, hips come forward, feel the lengthen. Make sure you're hugging your core in and your ribs in. Arms up, exhale, dorsiflex the foot, push your heel on the ground, bring your arms back, tap those knuckles together. 1, inhale up, exhale, sit back. 2, inhale, exhale. 3, inhale, exhale. 4, inhale, exhale. 5, inhale, exhale. 6, inhale, exhale. 7, inhale, exhale. 8, remember, keep pulling your shoulders down when you're doing this, especially when you're flipping your arms. Make the movement come from the shoulders. 1 more. And 10, I think, give or take. If I lost count, do 1 more, because I don't know. What we're going to do next, 1 more dynamic warm-up. So bring your feet out wide. Basically, you're in a lunge, and you're going to pull them forward to come to a standing forward fold, just like that. Here's good for me. Like I said, if they're going to lunge, it's a pretty good spot right here. So we're going to go side lunge, and then we're going to incorporate the body as well. So it's going to look like this. Make sure your knee doesn't pass your toe. Knee stays over your ankle. Glutes to the rear, meaning pretend you're doing a one-legged squat, and you're sitting back, pushing this butt back towards the wall. So you're not doing anything like that. It's not going into your shin, and you're not going to get yourself hurt here. So sit back, use your hamstring to pull down. Perfect. Now we're in a side lunge. Keep pulling this forward. If you want to go lower and it wants to come up, I'm good with that. What we're going to do with our arms from here is take this right arm, because we were bending into our right leg. We're going to reach it all the way out. Get your knee wrapped right, tucked right by your tricep. Then reach and lift this arm up and extend. Feel that stretch through your chest. Come up, drop to the other side. Same thing. Reach and extend. Right side. Maybe 10 each side. I don't know what I'm doing with my arms. I'm just trying to pretend I know like some karate stuff. Just have fun with it. We're just warming up. Again, doing the Macarena. Feel free to Macarena at each side. Inhale. Exhale. Hey. Hey, if you don't like this, it could be worse. 110 here. Like I said, don't come visit Arizona. This is not the time. If you want, you can stay low and switch. So your head stays the same distance. You'll feel it more in the groins. All right, good. All right, that's the warm up. Now we're going to get into the workout. We're going to start with our lower body first. All right, listen carefully. This is a 5 movement circuit, 5 exercise circuits. Now we're going to do 5 in a row. So listen to how many sets and how many reps. And remember, it's in a row. And the first thing we're going to do is walk on our heels 50 times, followed by walking on our toes 50 times. Don't think into it too much. The most important thing is that your glutes stay engaged, pelvis tucked under, your abs, lower abs, full abs, hugged inwards towards your, up and inwards towards your spine. And then you hug your ribs in towards each other. So instead of it being like this, it's going to look. So when you get up on your heels and you walk, you're going to want to go like that. But you understand why I'm concentrating on squeezing those glutes and keeping your core engaged. Because just pulling your heels up with the fronts of your calves the whole time and walking around like this is not as easy as you think, keeping your whole body upright. So remember, that's it. We're doing 50 of those. Try to make them long, but also try to keep just your heels on the ground and all this engaged. After that, we have 50 toe walks. Same thing. Squeeze your glutes, keep your core engaged, this whole thing in line. So pelvis tucked under, core tight, toe walks, same thing. Keep those legs straight. And we're doing 50. Keep the glutes engaged. All right, you're gonna do 50 of those. All right, listen carefully. This is a 5 movement circuit, 5 exercise circuits. Now we're gonna do 5 in a row. So listen to how many sets and how many reps. And remember, it's in a row. And the first thing we're gonna do is walk on our heels 50 times, followed by walking on our toes 50 times. Don't think into it too much. The most important thing is that your glutes stay engaged, pelvis tucked under, your abs, lower abs, full abs, hugged inwards towards your, up and inwards towards your spine. And then you hug your ribs in towards each other. So instead of it being like this, it's gonna look. So when you get up on your heels and you walk, you're gonna wanna go like that, but you understand why I'm concentrating on squeezing those glutes and keeping your core engaged, because just pulling your heels up with the fronts of your calves the whole time and walking around like this is not as easy as you think, keeping your whole body upright. So remember, that's it. We're doing 50 of those. Try to make them long, but also try to keep just your heels on the ground and all this engaged. After that, we have 50 toe walks. Same thing. Squeeze your glutes, keep your core engaged, this whole thing in line. So pelvis tucked under, core tight, toe walks, same thing. Keep those legs straight. And we're doing 50. Keep the glutes engaged. All right, you're gonna do 50 of those. All right, lunge walks. This is your rest period. Listen to me talk. Here's what it's gonna look like. So that's why I wanna do lunge walks. None of this where you step up. We're not doing that. A full lunge all the way through, like you're running or walking. So keep in mind, body upright, just like last time. You're never leaning forward. Keep that core engaged. Make sure this front leg's at 90. You're trying to keep this back leg straight. You drive through this foot in the ground to pull this leg up and reach forward and pull back in the ground with that hamstring. All right? All right, if you're outside, walking around, grab a park bench, whatever, grab a seat. It's all right if you do this on the ground. We're gonna write our names in cursive with our ankles now. So it's gonna look like this. Think full extension. So Andrew, if you can't write cursive, just pretend you can. It's all about getting the full range with your ankles. So make sure you accentuate the movement all the way around, whether it's towards you, away from you, side, point, doesn't matter. And keep increasing the range as you write your name in cursive. Once you get to the end, do it backwards. So you guys don't know if I know cursive or not because it's way too hard to tell. But what you can tell is I'm trying to get the full range of the movements. It's kind of like we're tricking ourselves to do ankle carves. All right, just like the lunges, we did 30 total, so that was 15 each side. Now we have these things called skywalkers. We're gonna do 30 total, 15 each side. The key with the skywalkers is one, we're always gonna have at least 90-degree angles. Even when you're leaning forward and you're stepping, you're still keeping everything engaged and you're still trying to keep those angles. So that'll make sense when you're doing it. The most important thing is to stay low the whole time. Your head should stay on the same plane. So here's what it looked like. You can just drop down to a low lunge, bring your arms out in front of you, right here. All right, skywalkers. All right, we got hip circle standing on one leg. Let's do the right leg first. So I'll come to this side so you can see it better. Awesome, do this. You can do this on the bench. You can do this anything from knee to hip height. If you have a chair, actually, you can make these figure eights going around the seat and up the chair. If you don't, you just have this, we'll go clockwise and counterclockwise, all right? 30 total, 15 each side. So going clockwise. Remember, we're pushing the ball of the foot of that left leg in the ground, squeezing that glute, pulling into the ground with our hamstring. The movement from here, that right leg is just coming from your hip. So use your hip flexor. Try to keep that leg straight by engaging the quad, and 15 on the other leg. Sorry, 15 going counterclockwise. All right, you get it? Then switch sides, same thing. 15 clockwise, 15 counterclockwise. And then that's one set of a circuit. We're gonna go through that whole thing 3 times. If you want extra, feel free to do it 4 or 5 times.